Hey, what's up everyone? Adam here, bringing you something a little bit different. We're going to do a bit of a kind of a deep dive look into what's going to be coming up in the month of May in SuperCard. So let's get started. We're going to be looking at all the events that will be transpiring in May and looking into like the value of them, how and are they obtainable essentially, because we've had a lot of events lately where free players just aren't getting a look in, and it sucks. It really does. Like, even though I do spend credits in the game, I would much prefer a really heavy, grindy, just loads of gameplay way of getting the cards. I mean, I'm playing the game more, and I'd enjoy that more. It feels really cheap when you just throw cash at something and get the cards. Um, I've always thought like the ideal way to have the game for, like, especially for these special event cards where they're not on tier with the PvP events, so like Edge, Undertaker, Big Show, and the Last Man Standing card. Like, these aren't powerful enough to compete with them, but they are more powerful than your average pulls. So things like the NWO cards and that, as long as there's a way for a free player to get the card, sell them in packs all you want. If someone wants to throw cash at it to make it easier for themselves, that's fine. As long as there's, no matter how convoluted or grindy that is, it is, just give free players a way to obtain the cards. So I'm going to have a quick look at the breakdown for May. So May 1st to 31st, these dates as well, I just want to say, due to the time change and the fact that, like, for instance, if you're in the UK, everything kicks off at 8 PM. So essentially what you kind of want to do is just throw a day on. So it's technically May 2nd when most people are going to be waking up to the event and stuff. And then obviously it'll be the 1st of June when the event will end. But anyway, for the whole month, the Omega collectibles event, which we're going to go into a lot, because that's definitely something that I want to talk about. 2 times Money in the Bank contracts, which honestly is a really good thing. I think people should take a lot more advantage of that than they probably will, but I'll go into that a little bit later on. We've got our first Women's Giants Unleashed, our Road to Glory, 2 redacted events, and then ending up the month with another Giants Unleashed. The way that they're ending it with the Giants Unleashed, it reminds me of how they ended Royal Rumble, when they were ending the Royal Rumble tier. So when Edge was introduced as a Giants Unleashed for a new tier, potentially could be the same thing, but we'll see what happens. So, go back to the game. So, first things first, let's go into the store. We have new Bounty Breaker for the grunt card. Hate Bounty Breaker, absolute cash pull. Like, if you want to play it, but I've yet to see a free player get to the end with proof. You always get people on Twitter and not saying, oh yeah, I didn't spend any coins and look, I've got it. It's like, you could throw 30,000 coins at that, no one knows. We've got the birthday packs, the Fusion Feeder packs, and the Money in the Bank themed pack, which we'll go into a little bit more in a sec. But main bulk of it is this Alpha, Omega, and Delta event. So we're going to be pulling things from the board, the Alpha and Delta coins, cards, tokens, whatever, but they all get stored in here, so they're no longer just getting launched into your enhancements and taking up your enhancement slots, which I think is a really big, like, quality of life change that makes it so much easier. Somewhere where you can just go and go, right, I can see I've got 200 Alpha, instead of me scrolling through trying to count enhancement cards, hitting the limit, having to use, like, trash them or burn them away. Like, this I like, and it's probably the only part of this that I actually do like. So, run there quickly through. So, the alpha rewards, you've got support cards. So that's Nightmare free till WrestleMania 36 as possible rewards. Nightmare card, Primal card, Vanguard card, and a Royal Rumble card. Then for the Delta, we have an equipment pack. It is only Royal Rumble equipment. WrestleMania 36, we have the event Christian card. I really like that card. I think it's cool. Then we have the event Natalia. I'm not as much of a fan of this, but yeah, it's a good card, but like I do prefer the Christian card, to be honest with you. Now, throughout the month, you'll be able to pull these alpha collectibles, these delta collectibles. Each day, you have a limit of 200 alpha and 75 delta. They did say that on the 5th of May, the PvP events will change to give you collectibles as rewards, but they haven't said how many it'll be. And this is actually where the main problem comes in, because if you do some quick maths, actually show you this first. So we get some in the calendars as well. So 200 alpha, 500 contracts, 400 alpha, 1000 contracts, 600 alpha, Primal, 800 alpha, and a Vanguard, 1000 delta, and a Royal Rumble. So in total, a free player, or I guess everyone, can, in combination with pulling off the board for your daily limit and logging in every day, you can get 3,325 delta tokens. And that's it. If we look, Christian costs 7,500 delta tokens for a single card. So, just for a single Christian, which is the cheapest of the cards, you're missing 4,175 delta collectible, like the tokens essentially. So when we've worked it out, unless the PvP award in the PvP events allow you to get 135 minimum delta, then a free player will not be able to get a single Christian card. Just to get a single Nat and not a Christian card, you'll need it to be a minimum of 216 delta. To get a Pro Christian, you need it to be a minimum of 377 daily delta tokens. And to get a Pro Nat, you need it to be a minimum of 338 delta tokens. Now they could turn around and go, right, you can pull on, because of the bounty system, you don't have a limit on how many delta and alpha tokens you can pull when doing PvP. They could turn around and do that, which I kind of doubt it. I doubt that they'll allow that, but if they put a limit like they have with the draft board, free players will not be able to get these cards. It's literally impossible. You need a total of 35,000 delta tokens. We're not really talking about the alpha tokens as much because you get so many of them that you're actually fine with them. They're fine. You get enough of them to cover this, but for the delta ones, you'll need 35,000 to Pro Christian and Pro Natalia, which averages out at 1,022 daily on top of your signing bonuses and your draft board, your 75 off the draft board each day. So that 1,022 would only be from the PvP rewards. So if they put any form of limit on it, you're not going to see both cards, you're not going to pro both cards, you might not even see a single of either card. And this is a big issue. When you go into the store at the moment, so we've only got a little bit to go off, but at the moment, 200 delta, 500 coins, you don't really, you're mostly just getting portraits and stuff from these packs. There's nothing really, it only goes up to SummerSlam 19, so you're not getting anything major from the packs, and you get 800 contracts. So the bulk of this pack is really for those Delta collectibles. So at 200 for 500 coins, you're looking at a value of 2.5 credits for one token. So essentially, at the moment, this will fluctuate, and I have a feeling that it'll end up being on a near enough a one-to-one basis. Because at the moment, it works out something ridiculous, like Christian would be 30,000 credits and Natalia would be 40,000 credits if you paid this value of credits for the additional tokens that you need from on top of your draft board and your signing bonuses to get those cards. So even if you went down to a one-to-one basis, you're still looking at Christian being valued at about 12,000 and Natalia being valued at around 14,000, which kind of makes sense, because if you look at how powerful they are, so Christian 291, 292, 295 and 297, Natalia 296, 293, 291 and 295. So they are on par pretty much with the NWO cards. You can see the Edge card is more powerful. So our PvP event cards are going to beat them. But the NWO cards are on par with them, and these were valued at 6,000 each, so 12,000 for a pro. So 12 to 14,000 region for either a pro Christian or a pro Natalia seems about right. Natalia being a little bit more expensive on the basis that it's a female card, so it tends to cost a bit more. It's more sought after. Yeah. So we'll do a little bit more of an update on the 5th of May once the additional information on the PvP rewards comes out. Because unless they're very generous with those rewards, no one's getting these cards unless you're paying for them. I think this is what's annoyed me the most. It's the illusion of, because they're saying, oh, how easy these are obtainable and they're all over the game and that. It's the illusion that this is an inclusive event when it's not. At the moment, free players are completely locked out of this event, and only paid players will get these cards. And even then, it's looking to be expensive. So, right, the other thing I want to go into with this is obviously the 2 times contracts in the Money in the Bank. Not that. So, when you look, actually, yeah, we'll go back. When you look at the alpha rewards, if you're a player who's rising through the tiers and you're trying to get into that WrestleMania 36 tier, these kind of things seem tempting, like 20,000 alpha tokens for a Royal Rumble card. I wouldn't say it's worth it at all. The only way it'll be worth it is if you do your daily draft board, sign in every day. You'll get 8,200 alpha tokens for free. Or not free, you've grinded for them, but whatever. You'll get 8,200 tokens. So you'll only need, what is that? 11.8 thousand tokens to get a Royal Rumble card. Now to buy that through Money in the Bank contracts, what was it? Yeah. So if you want to buy them, you can buy alpha tokens in the Money in the Bank. So go into there, rewards. So for 150 contracts, you can get 100 alpha. So essentially, once you've done, if you do your draft board every day, get your sign-in bonus, it'll cost you the equivalent in contracts around what it does for the Vanguard card to get enough tokens to get the Royal Rumble card. So yeah, I'd say that's worth it. But then past that, it actually cost you 30,000 contracts to grind from 0 to the 20,000 for the Royal Rumble card and pay that in contracts for the alpha tokens. So for the equivalent of so if you were to grind from scratch using only contracts to get enough alpha tokens for a Royal Rumble card off that store, you would actually overshot what it will cost to get a WrestleMania 36 card. And not just that, but a strong WrestleMania 36 card. Like, that... I can't help but laugh. It's ridiculous. Like, that as a concept is ridiculous in itself. The fact that they've set that so high. Like, those Royal Rumble packs should be 10,000 alpha tokens at most to make this grind even a bit fair. Or, like, because that's essentially what you want. You want people playing your game, and you want people to have fun playing your game. So making rewards that aren't going to affect the ecosystem of the game, like those Royal Rumble cards, realistically, they're only going to get people into WrestleMania 36 tier. They're not going to affect the high-end level of the game. So making them easier is just rewarding players for their time. You're not throwing top-tier cards at them. You're essentially throwing stuff that isn't of great value anymore in the bigger picture of things, but whatever. Like, the more the more I look at this event, the more trash it is, and the more it annoys me of how, because it's not even pay to win, because the cards aren't that great. Like, Christian, like, well, so we'll have Drew, we'll have Edge, Drew LMS, Edge, Undertaker, Big Show. Who am I missing? I'm not missing anyone, am I? Right, so we've already got like 4 event cards there. Then we've got the Giants Unleashed at the end of the month. If that's a WrestleMania 36 card, then that'll take it, yeah. So Christian won't be a top 5 card. Nat will be currently the strongest female card in the game until the Giants Unleashed female, which is what, like a week or 2 away. And then, so these cards, like, for the lengths that they're making people go to get these cards, and the cost of these cards, for the Natalia and the Christian, like, it's not even worth it. But anyway, another thing about this, yeah, the double contracts is something that people want to definitely take advantage of. If you're able to hit the top tier, so if you're able to hit the top tier reward for a contract, you'll currently be getting 100 per win. If you do, how many was it? 8. If you do 8 matches, win 8 matches in Money in the Bank per day, so 800 contacts a day, you'll be able to, including your signing in bonuses on top of that, you'll be able to get either a single John Cena or a single Bray Wyatt. Let's have a quick. If you do 16 wins per day for the entire month of May, all 31 days, so from the 1st right through, 16 wins per day, then you'll be able to pro one of them. That's only if you're hitting the top tier. So the easiest way to work it out is for the single card, it's, let me just, so if you want to figure out how much a pro is, if you take 1,591 and divide it by how many contracts you get per win, that's how many wins you'll need per day. If you then, and that's for a pro. So realistically, you might not be able to get the Fiend or the John Cena pro, but realistically within this month, everyone, regardless of your tier, like very, very low tiers where they're only getting like 20 contracts a win, might have to do like something ridiculous, you know, like 40 wins a day where it's a little bit unobtainable. But realistically, everyone should be able to get a pro Money in the Bank this month, and that's the biggest benefit from this event that I can see. In fact, realistically, it's the only benefit. But that, I think that's the way forward. So that's, again, it's 1,591. You divide that by how many you currently get from a win. If it fluctuates a little bit, I'd always go with the low end tier. So say for instance, you get like, I don't know, on average like 60 to 80 contracts. Do it as 60 just to be safe. And then that'll be how many wins you'll need per day to get a pro Money in the Bank card. Now, these are going to change 12 days. So in the middle of the month, they'll swap over. So you're not going to get a John Cena or a Bray Wyatt unless you really grind through it. But yeah, that's the one thing I can say for sure that's coming good out of this event. The female Giants Unleashed as well. We'll get a nice female event card. And then the Giants Unleashed at the end of the month. I like Giants Unleashed. I've liked LMS, to be honest with you, as well. I've never really bothered with it. It's been fun. It wasn't so great, like, because I was rank 155. And then I went to bed, woke up. But I think I only got like 5 hours sleep, something like that. Woke up and I was ranked like 1,500, so that feeling wasn't great. Scared to sleep now, but yeah, it's been cool. Yeah, so in conclusion, Alpha Omega Delta, trash, complete cash grab at the moment. If they update it, they could improve it exponentially, or they could just make it so it's easy, a tiny bit easier for pay players to get the card, and free players will still be locked out. The 2 times Money in the Bank contracts, great, perfect. Get your contracts in, and get those cards. Like, if you get a Pro WrestleMania 36 Money in the Bank card, then it'll help exponentially. Like, it'll help raise your tiers if you're trying to do that. It falls just above, like, kind of. I'll show you. So, Money in the Bank. So yeah, so we've got the 286, 284, 281, 282. Go to stack comparison. So as you can see, 6 to 10,000 above the top pullable cards. Obviously, then when you go into events, it falls just below the mark in terms of the buyable card, like buyable event cards, and then obviously you have your PvP event cards. I think that's the best way to tier them, isn't it? But yeah, so if you're, say, Vanguard tier or Royal Rumble tier and you get a Pro Money in the Bank WrestleMania 36, that'll be your top card for a while. That'll be your top card throughout all your pulls. And then, obviously, once you hit WrestleMania 36, and then you can start unlocking those the event rewards, then you'll get better cards again on top. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this kind of thing. I know it was a little bit different. We didn't really show any like pack openings or anything like that. It was more just going through the event and just like seeing what it was about. But yeah, I'll do a little update once we get more information on the 5th. Hopefully it'll be good news. But if not, we still have this Money in the Bank doubler, and that's kind of the saving grace for them at the moment. Right, as always, stay safe. See you later.